Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I can't say anything else because I have to believe it in order to be it. Um, so how many folks do we have? Oh, there's Jerry. Jerry, I love the background. It's so executive. I don't have no special background. This is my office and my plants are dying. Um, so we um this meeting was requested because we needed to talk about the current budget, the current fiscal year budget, and the forecasting for the next fiscal year budget, which we understand we received notification that there may be some reductions to the board budget. And I don't know how that's going to impact the board, the office, moving forward, and if there are any decisions that have to be made as a committee or not, or recommendations that can be made. And I don't know if to the city or whomever the powers that be that make the decisions of those reductions, but I guess those reductions are across the board on all community boards. Is that true, Jerry?
Yeah, did you get a chance to look at the email I sent you today?
Let me look. And that is an email. At what time did you send it? I can share my screen if there's anything.
12:53 p.m.
I told Marie a little while ago that I don't know what's happening with because this is my personal email. And
I mean,
work
I
email.
could summarize it if you like. It's not.
Yes, please.
It's just some figures. So, in lieu of the fact that the board never responded to the December request for a give back by OMB of, and I think the total amount was, I'll find my notes here, $11,781. So they took it upon themselves to cut our fiscal year 22 budget by $7,500 and our fiscal year 23 budget by $4,281. And again, that adds up to the 11,781. So what I'm proposing to the committee and to the board is that to date, we have a balance in our OTPS of $2,771. I propose that we return that money to OMB and use that to offset the fiscal year 22 reduction of 7,500, which will then reduce the cut from 7,500 to $4,729. So if we give back the 2,771 this fiscal year, we'll be looking at a cut for fiscal year 22 of 4,729 and 23 of 4,281. Now, what does that do to our overall budget, you may ask? So taking into account salaries and basic purchases, and I could run through that if you like.
Yes, please.
So accelerated technologies, that's the central alarm system. That's so that when the alarm goes off, the police are notified and I'm notified, right? That's $22 a month, a total of $264 for the year.
Jerry, hold on a second. Hold
Sure.
on. Are you going down the line of that reconciliation for the fiscal year?
No.
No? Okay.
No, if you go down
Am I sharing my screen by any chance? Because I tried. No?
No.
Because I found the budget reconciliation and I tried to share it just so that everyone has it.
If you go down to reconciliation, that'll only give you that figure of the $2,771 that's left. It'll actually give you $2,772. But when we do budget mods with the city, we lose the cents column. So the whole dollar amount is $2,771. That's what's left for this fiscal year.
let's keep going.
Okay. So again, bare bones purchases, accelerated technologies, $264 for the year. Konica Minolta, that's the copy machine on city contract, $1,356.72. Water cooler and water purchases, 5 bottles of water, 5-gallon demijohns. That's what we basically use for the year. 80 $88.20. Verizon Wireless with that new deal, it's $30 a month. Neopost, the copy machine, again, it's a requirement. $29.95 a month comes to $359.40 for the year. Intercity Telephone, our landline account under the city's do it. $2,256. I'm going quick. I could send this. This I did not send you. I will send it to you if you like. Intercity Spectrum Internet, $1,019.88. Intercity Storehouse, that's some supplies we buy from the city. They don't have much, just paper and paper goods and stuff like that, $300. Intercity Auto Fuel, $100 in the account for the year, for a total of $6,104.20. So basically, if you look at that, after you deduct the cuts, it leaves us with about $3,000 either way in money that could be used for an emergency. But again, I highly recommend that we use the money from this year, close out the budget for this year, and apply that $2,771 to that $7,500 amount, because that's the burn point. That's $7,500.
Sounds good. So what do you need from us, Maria? Sounds pretty basic.
Well,
We need a motion and then a resolution to go to the full board.
Jerry's motion.
Second it.
I'll definitely second that motion. Phil Caponegro?
okay. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Now, the question is, do we have quorum?
I
But regardless of whether we have quorum or not, this
Yeah,
is what we have.
You do. You need 5. You have 5.
Yeah, 5 people.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. Okay. And that's fiscal year 2021?
That's for
wait, do we have to show what we vote in the chat, or we don't have to do that? Since we're all unanimous anyway.
No, there's only 5 of us.
No,
We
I
don't
know,
have
but do
to.
we have to put up our little hand and put something in chat? We don't
No,
have,
I think we all said you,
we did.
you motioned, Phil seconded,
Yeah,
Giovanni, Julia, we all,
we did, but we have
Yes.
to show something is what I mean.
I don't,
Forget it, you don't. Leave it go.
with such a small crowd.
and to answer your question, so the money is from FY21,
Correct.
but OMB is allowing us to apply it towards the FY22 budget,
Oh.
which is a major breakthrough, Giovanni. You tell me. I mean, you know, it's never been done.
It's a no-cost extension.
Yeah.
That's cool. We didn't lose it.
There's some years you lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. You
Well,
know,
if there was hundreds of thousands, they'd take it. This
Yeah.
little
But
piddly-
not community boards though, Gio.
no, the schools.
The
That's what-
DYCD.
Yeah,
That's when we end up buying like
For their money.
trucks filled with paper just to store it. You know, you just try to burn it.
this is
The
piddly.
DYCD
Yeah,
is
exactly.
there.
Exactly. You
Worst.
stock up on. Well, that's what I did that one year. The conference room was loaded with boxes of paper. And this is of course subject to OMB approval.
Okay.
Next time you buy the paper, tell them to hold it till you need it in the store.
Yeah.
Jerry, by any chance, is this meeting being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes,
great, because
yes.
I'm gonna need the recording to produce my
Yes.
my
And,
report.
and I'll send you this everything I read, I'll send it out to the full committee tomorrow,
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
which gives the forecast for 22 with the cost breakdowns.
Okay. Okay. So, Jerry, in
Yes.
speaking of 2022 and the impending cuts, how do we propose to address the impact of those cuts if, and I have a feeling that they may happen. And how will those shortfalls impact?
Oh, well, they are. That's what I was saying. So let's say they accept the proposal to put the 2771 towards the cut. So that for FY22, then we'd be looking at a cut of 4729.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not happy about it because I could think of things that we could probably use that money for, and I certainly wouldn't acknowledge online that we could do without that money. But we will survive. That's what I've said. With a bare bones budget
Yeah.
of the items that I read to you, which, the necessities, the telephone, the internet, the copy machine, the alarm service, especially there's been some robberies in this area lately by the office. So we greatly need a secure alarm system,
Can you
But-
remind me, Jerry,
I'm sorry?
can you remind me, I'm sure it'll be annoying to you, but can the community board get donations from corporations and other places, or you can't, or you do fundraising? What can you do?
Do you know what? I know Sante's been talking to Miss Foster, and they were talking about getting publications printed and whatnot that could be given out to the public.
Right.
So at Sante's behest, I just sent an email earlier in the week to the Borough President's Council asking if that could be done. So I don't have an answer for you now, but I should have it shortly.
But I'm
And-
just saying is that let's just say we need to just put it in the minutes. We need to find out all the rules because, we're not all passive people.
Yes.
We can help reach out. We know everybody and everything. So let's find out what we can do.
Well, also, I know Chair Fuller sent a letter to Councilman Reynoso and Councilman Levin because prior to getting this information from OMB this week, we were concerned that the cuts would even be more severe. So she sent a letter to Councilman Levin and Councilman Reynoso asking if they would consider discretionary money from their council budgets. I think she asked for $10,000 each council person.
And is the other thing is that since both of these councilmen are going to be leaving in the next number of months, does that mean that all their stuff they have in their office just is saved for the next person? Or what happens? What happens to all the equipment and everything they have? Like Joe's stuff, which I think that the city used to have, I don't know what you all have now, all kinds of things that you could get free from the city too. So we could just find that out. That's all I'm saying.
That I don't know. I mean, back
They
in
used
the
to have a
day,
warehouse, right?
yes, back in the day, they had a warehouse underneath the Brooklyn Bridge,
Right.
and this goes as far back as when we were at Morger Street,
Right.
and we could literally go there, and if something was available, we could tag it, and we would get it for free. We just had to pick it up.
So can we let's just put down, Maria.
I don't think they're doing it anymore, but I'll find
Let's
out.
just do a little homework on. I got a lot of stuff from the public school system too. I looked the last year. Small World Daycare Center was getting rid of equipment. They threw out beautiful furniture, beautiful tables. I'm just saying is that there's a lot of misuse. There's a lot of stuff around. Let's at least be on the lookout. And that means that I'm just recommending not now for this meeting, but the next meeting, we make a list, Jerry, of what are the things that we actually really want and need so we can let people know. Besides higher salaries and all those little things and more staff and interns, and I hope you're looking at interns.
You know, St. Nick's has a program where they recruit interns and then match them up with organizations, agencies
So
that
let's not
need.
say next for intern. I
Yeah,
mean, we all get interns. I've had them for years. And there are, like NYU is has public, is a, what do you call it, public management, whatever that management, those schools that actually, this is very good experience, Jerry. I mean, when you look at what you and Marie know, the two of you, I mean, that's an incredible experience for young people to
I,
see. Yeah.
I'm glad that you're mentioning schools because I don't know about the high schools, and Geo is on the call, but there is a higher learning institution. I've not really worked with them and partnered with them, but we're having discussions about promoting racial equity and helping to empower and elevate our youth. Black and Latino youth in our community, and there is an institution of higher learning in Williamsburg. I don't know
You
them
mean
well.
Brinken College?
Boricua, yes.
Yeah, it's been
Maybe
here
that there's
forever.
a place to go that we can find, interns or in opportunities. There's, to pair up with people that need,
And they're a
the
very
learning
good school.
experience.
Very good school, right on North Sixth Street.
Yeah. So we don't have to look beyond our neighborhood to
That's
find
right. That's right.
resources.
That is exactly right, Maria.
Well, we also have to find out when the mayor's going to reopen the offices.
Yes.
This is true.
Before they open the
I do know that
offices.
we're just onboarding an intern now from St. Nick's, which is why I'm mentioning them. I have interviews next week, two people, and they're going to help us doing remote work, doing data entry and stuff like that, which is, I mean, a whole other conversation. But
that's
as we
very,
move
very
toward
helpful.
as we move toward working remotely and doing things virtually and collecting files and keeping them in clouds, because we're moving away from paper, it's all things that, food for thought.
It is food for thought, Maria. And we all think about if we ever actually asked all our board members the contacts and resources they have. Everybody on our board is a leader. They have contacts and resources. So if we make a list, Jerry,
Gio, you're silent. You usually try to pair us up with somebody or kids that may, even though I know that your school has different types of
Yeah, so
opportunities.
we are partnered with St. Nick's. They are our summer youth provider, and they place like 200 kids of ours for the summer.
sorry, I don't know you, Gio.
So-
What school are you involved with?
Oh, it's the Williamsburg High School for Architecture and Design. We're in the old Van Arsdale building on North 6th and Roebling.
I know that very well. I was there in the battle that led to that name.
Well, we're one of the 3 schools in the building.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we are partnered with St. Nick's, but like with us, they've partnered with like the architecture firms, so our kids get placed within the firms and with the developers
Development,
and
yeah.
preservation sites across the city. But because of the whole, who knows if it's going to be in person, last year we were able to get the kids placed in, remotely.
Yeah.
But, you have to be out, especially with like the architecture, construction and design, you have to be out in the field. So,
It's difficult.
we don't know what's happening. High schools are not open yet. So we don't even know what tomorrow is going to be like.
I know. We don't even have equitable access to vaccines in our community. I mean, are we joining the public safety committee meeting?
Yeah.
When is it? Next week? Yeah, we should. So moving right along. So I guess that's it. We
That's it.
discussed 21 and 22. We knocked it all out in one
Well,
breath.
You're a good chair, so we're done.
No, and it's not the chairs, that there's just not more to talk about. So thank you so much. Thank you again for taking the time to join us to talk about this, and to continue to move the needle on these issues. Not much to talk about. No big money this year, but let's see what happens next year. And let's just hope that there's a window of opportunity that helps us to attain some sort of funding that can help us to create some really, novel things and some initiatives that we've been talking about about environmental studies and things of that nature. But Gio, thank you so much for sharing and reminding everybody that the Hester Street conducted that zoning, that study and put together that zoning guide. So the question is that something that is it somewhere in our website? Is it
Yes.
accessible?
Yes.
We're supposed to offer that as training, and there's no reason, Jerry, is there, that we can't do a training for the entire board on using it and the community? I mean, we did all that work. I would hope, I'm glad you're bringing it up, Maria, because we have to set up a regular information program coming out of the community board. And this is one that was getting us ready to do that, right?
Well, that was something that we did with that funding that we received in that fiscal
So we
year,
have
which
to
is
use
over.
it, or we'll look like we're really just.
You mean the guide itself?
We have to do it so the community gets to use it. So we should be using Zoom or WebEx or whatever it is and offer it as a training. And they said they would come back if we ever wanted them to, too. If
We have to pay them.
well, then we don't pay them, we use it. We have people that are experts on zoning anyway on our board. So we don't need to pay anybody. So when could we look at showing that and using it?
I think that's a conversation to have with the land use committee,
Yes.
because
okay.
it has to be in
fact, she
partnership
did
with
say
that
that.
committee.
She did bring it up, the head of the land use committee, that she wanted to use it. So she wanted to have her committee have it first. So let's get that going so we don't look like we're just wasting money.
The
Yeah.
material is there for anyone who wants it on the website. They just have
I
to.
know. But if we have, she wanted to do it first with the ULIP committee. Let's have
She
it.
did do
open.
that. That's when we went to.
We're
Jan,
already done with that
we
committee,
met the
Jan.
goals. We met the goals that were laid out, and we actually pivoted to do things to address the issue of the day, which was the pandemic. And so we
Right.
had to kind of shift everything and do a virtual town hall of sorts. And I mean, Giovanni is here. We had thought about and strategized about doing so many things that were intergenerational exchange and having the kids from the school and whatever and doing it. And we had to shift to do it virtual, to do a virtual kind of engagement because of the pandemic. But we met the goals of the contract, and we spent the money down. So we did what we had to do.
I'm
Any
saying
effort
something
moving.
else. I'm saying something else, Maria.
Yes.
I'm not caring I do care we met the goals. I'm caring that we develop something that has ongoing use and is not just sitting on a website or on a shelf. And that all that things that you talked about with Giovanni, we do this all the time internationally. People can do it on Zoom and online. You can do a lot of things that are creative. The point is, let's use it and find out if the ULIP committee is going to offer this once a year, twice a year, so that people learn about zoning, because this is the big issue here. That's why we did it.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point, Jan. It's a
I
very
mean,
good point.
the
And are you
community
coming to the
board
next
can
ULIP
offer-
committee meeting?
Right, huh?
Are you joining the next ULIP committee
I'm
meeting?
not on ULIP.
You don't have to be. It's a public meeting.
Thank you, Maria. I'm on 6 committees that somehow, I don't know how I got on.
And what committees are those, Jan? If you don't mind. If you don't mind. No, there's a reason I'm going there. Seriously.
I have the Women's Committee, I have I'm on the bylaw, I'm on public housing.
Bingo. Public housing is meeting with land use on March 1st. It's a combined meeting. Therefore, there's your window of opportunity to raise all of these issues at that meeting. And I invite you on Monday the 1st.
Okay, I will put it down on my thing. I don't have another one. The point is, and the last thing is that this budget, what was it? I had a point about, it's not just that we are offering, the community board can offer so much ongoing information and training that we have such talented people that we don't use, that are underused. And I wanted to say, hope that next year when we don't have the COVID, I hope that this committees like this, where you have 5 people, 4 people, and they are task oriented, like bylaws or attendance or any of those, that we do them we offer people the possibility to come on WebEx and be part of it instead of running all the way to the office for a half-hour meeting or a 20-minute meeting. So I want to just put that out to the executive board to consider having these small task-oriented meetings, or decide which groups could be done on WebEx, because you get a good attendance tonight, because I don't have to leave my house. If I had to run down to the office, I don't think you would be seeing me.
And why couldn't you do both?
I can, but I don't want to.
Not you. Why couldn't we do both?
You
We
could.
got all that
Oh,
equipment
that's
in
what
the
I'm saying,
office.
Julia. That's
that-
what I'm saying. Let's do.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes I don't want to be in my house. I might want to go out, which I would prefer. Get out of my house sometime, get some air, see and talk to people in person. We've been doing this for a whole year.
Right.
So why wouldn't we be able to do both for folks that don't want to get out of their house, or if they're not,
I go
if
with
they're not in New York, they're somewhere else and can come in on the
So
WebEx.
I should recommend that to Sante, who's got the outreach committee, but this is a way.
I'm on the outreach committee.
Yeah, good. So we bring it up. I'm on it with you.
So,
uh,
so since this is a board budget committee meeting,
right.
I really want to hear
Yeah,
all
we
of these
sure did
things.
get off track.
Yes,
want
we
to
did.
make sure
And
that
this is why I'm
meeting-
saying these are all really good suggestions, Jan, and I thank you because they really are great recommendations. But it's important that those recommendations are brought back to those respective committees.
Committees,
Hear me
exactly.
that I want
Yep.
this budget committee to offer WebEx, because this is perfect for this kind of meeting. We don't need to come to the office. That's what I'm recommending at this.
Well, not for a
committee.
half-hour meeting. I agree.
Right.
I agree.
And the attendance committee, all of them, they're horrible. I used to go there all the time. Yeah.
Well, the world is going to change how we operate once we go back to normal. Let's see what normal is, the new normal.
Well, normal's gonna
So-
include
so-
Zoom.
Can I think there's nothing more that we
Hi,
have
Tion.
to.
No, that's it.
Hi, Tion.
Bye,
Tion,
Tion.
hello, and almost goodbye.
Sorry, I had
We come here,
jumped for that
Tion.
meeting and tried to get here as soon as I could. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, good
So I have a question. This meeting, I did this at 6 p.m. But if moving forward, if you guys want to meet at 6:30, we can meet at 6:30. I mean, I just did it because we started out meeting at 6 p.m. from the beginning of these. But what do you guys think?
6 p.m. is better.
6 is fine. I think just today I had a conflict and that's it. think
I
that
know
should be
the
fine.
truth, but we can't just do our life around him.
How about you, Gio?
I feel so
I'm
sad
good with
now.
whatever works.
You're flexible.
Yeah.
I'm
What
just-
about
20
Philip
minutes advance to
Caponegro?
get in.
Filippo Caponegro, che dice?
Good, Maria, 6 is good.
Great, wonderful. So we're going to continue with the 6 p.m.s, and it's a quarterly meeting moving forward unless it's necessary. That's how we're going to continue doing these, right?
Excellent.
Ma'am,
So can we motion like to peace out?
motion to close the meeting.
Motion
Julia.
closed. Aye.
Aye.
You second the motion?
I second the motion. Deion Brooks.
And
All in favor, aye, bye.
Aye.
I
Everybody.
got blocked. I got blocked.
Bye, everyone.
I had a mental block. All in favor. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Night.
Stay safe.
Thank you for your dedicated budget committee meeting members.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Oh, I
Bye.
got another one tomorrow. Leave meeting. Am I out?